Hilda Season 2 finds wonder in mundanity. In the second season of Netflix's really excellent animated fantasy show, Hilda's world is filled with fantastical creatures, magic, and adventure. Yet, the denizens of this fictional mystical land and the city of Trollberg in particular go about their typical recognizably modern 21st century lives as if a world full of ghost pirate ships, trolls, and cute flying puffballs called woofs are just a part of daily life. As shown in Season 1, run-ins with magical creatures are at best common occurrence rather than shocking, and at worst humans are oblivious to the grander world around them. And as a result, most people don't even flinch or even notice when something miraculous happens. Everyone with the exception of the show's awesome and lovely titular character. Hilda is an inquisitive young girl that finds adventure in the most unlikely of places. Voiced by Bella Ramsey, also known as one of the few good points of Game of Thrones' later seasons, Hilda's love for the magical world is infectious, and she strives to help mystical creatures and understand humanity's negative impact on the environment as well as the ecosystem of those said magical creatures, which is relatable. Season 2's plot revolves around Hilda and her friends Frida and David as they learn more about the world around them and investigate the odd happenings at Trollberg. Each of these episodes is a relatively self-contained adventure, but the stories have overarching themes and a narrative continuation that builds off each other into a memorable, cohesive story. This is especially true of Hilda Season 2's exemplary world building. Season 2 contains a lot of new revelations. The show really expands on its lore about the witches, the ghosts, deer foxes, and the trolls. We learn all about new and already pre-existing creatures, and it is all very neat and engaging, which keeps you invested in Hilda's world, characters, and story. And while yes, the amount of world building reveals don't surpass the amount of revelations in the first season, which averaged one big lore-altering nugget per episode, Season 2 still has plenty of surprises up its sleeve. And it's definitely better than what's up my sleeve, which is eczema dermatitis. The new plot and world-building components befit Hilda's central themes of uncovering the world's natural mysteries. From a viewer's perspective, this is the second season, meaning that the audience has some footing and prior understanding of Hilda's world and internal mythology. But with the new details regarding the inherent enigmas of the world, Hilda Season 2 displays how there is more going on in the world than we actually know. Whether it is the mystery of deer foxes, the space in which the Nissas live in, the Yule lads, or even time travel, there is more to study, more to discover, more to understand about this fictional world around these characters. And due to this, the show is always engaging because we too want to learn more about this really cool and awesome world. Of course, some people do prefer to live in detestable, horrible ignorance. And no, I'm not just talking about J.K. Rowling. One of the best additions in Hilda Season 2 is its antagonist, Eric Alberg. Alberg is a higher-up on the Trollberg Safety Patrol, and he is a mighty prick. Despite his station as a city leader, Alberg uses his position to boost his own ego and plots out various publicity stunts to make him appear more heroic than he actually is, even when these said publicity stunts harm the environment and magical creatures, which is something that our main protagonist Hilda cannot tolerate. Alberg is a pompous idiot, essentially Hilda's opposite. Where Hilda rebels against authority in order to help magical creatures, Alberg literally is the authority and uses his power to destructive effect. He is diametrically opposed to Hilda, and due to this, Alberg makes for a really strong, reoccurring adversary. Hilda's reluctance to accept Alberg's authority plays into a bigger theme in Season 2. Some of Hilda Season 2's best character development is in the form of Hilda's mother, and more specifically, the relationship between mother and daughter. As loving as their bond is, Hilda's and her mother's relationship has a few cracks that are definitely exposed in Season 2. After all, Hilda is more than a handful on her best day, and her nature to rebel against authority extends to her mother as well. They both share a lot of screen time, and there's a lot of loving moments as well as conflict that really add to the drama and the character development. The relationship between Hilda and her mother is easily Season 2's best arc, and teaches when it is a good time to listen to authority and when to combat it, which is important when authority misuses its power for selfish reasons. No comment. However, Hilda Season 2 does contain a flaw in terms of its themes of knowledge, discovery, and uncovering the Earth's mysteries. Hilda Season 2 can feel overcrowded at times. The expansion of the world building means that the narrative is a bit more scattered than when compared to the previous season. Alongside the returning characters of David, Frida, the elf Alpha, the deer fox Twig, the Nissa, a dragon, the witch librarian, and others, we meet a mischievous elf voiced by Andy Serkis, a coven of witches, the aforementioned safety patrol, Dix, and several others, and as a result, lovable supporting characters like Frida and David are not as central to the plot as they were in Season 1, which is unfortunate because they are still just such great and lovely characters. The thing is though, I'm not exactly sure how Hilda Season 2's writers could have corrected this problem. Some of Season 2's best episodes feature Hilda going on her own adventures separate from David and Frida. Like there's this really creative and thematically dark episode regarding time travel, and one of the best episodes of the show so far features the deer fox Twig running away from home. And those episodes, while mostly lacking David and Frida from the main action, are basically perfect. As I said, I'm not sure how Hilda Season 2 could have gotten around this problem, just because those solo episodes, even if they do lack David and Frida, are just so damn good. And at the end, it's not really a big deal breaker by any means. It is just a minor gripe that I noticed while watching the show. Hilda Season 2 is a terrific follow-up to its wondrous first season. Even beyond its wholesome visual art style and its fun storytelling, Hilda Season 2 rekindled my youthful curiosity regarding the mysteries of our own real world. A world that is filled with its own wonders to see and experience, if we could just be less ignorant of the environment. Despite how easy it is to be distracted by our jobs, electronic devices, and really awful electoral politics, Hilda teaches us that the Earth is jam-packed with natural astonishments, and we should not take those wonders for granted. The Earth contains a lot of marvels, things that, like the people of Trollberg, we often overlook, even though we really should be paying attention, because despite how wondrous life can be, we might just miss it. And ultimately, that is the message of Hilda Season 2. It is a really fun show that inspires creativity and a childlike inquisitiveness about the natural world from its audience, and that is a beautiful thing. Hilda Season 2 is a delightful show that reminded me of my own childlike sense of adventure and my own curiosity for the workings of the world. And due to this, I can't wait to see what Hilda the series does next, especially seeing as Season 2 ends on an epic cliffhanger. So until then, thank you for watching. See ya. And with that, I want to thank my patrons, especially Slasher Vales, Mom, Miles Nelson, and David Devlin. Thank you so much for supporting what I do. Love y'all.